Wow, it's 7 o'clock already. It's not the 7th though; it's the 19th today. Welcome to January 19th. Um, we have. I thought it was kind of a slow week, and the past couple of days just filled in our calendar. But we've been trying to figure out some other things. I took some vacation time, enjoyed my anniversary with my lovely wife of 26 years. So I'll take all the congratulations you want to offer in the bottom of the comments, or if you want to let us know where you're watching from, let us know in the chat as well. I need to share this out with my on my Twitter account here. I'm going to do that as well while we're here. So today we do have we actually are going to run off of an agenda. It's something I've been wanting to play with for a while. I've seen some others do it, but we have 5 stories tonight here, and our first story is going to be that Rumble has been teasing some new features. That was on the 12th of this week. Rick Rosella, if you want to pop over to the board here, had hinted on the I believe that was on January 12th that he posted this little graphic. I'm talking about caller queues, talking about performance monitoring. I love the idea of seeing an aggregated chat. Getting the stats has needed a upgrade for a long time, so I'm really thrilled to see that happen as well. As well as the thing, it's one word. It just said clips. I think I cropped it. Yeah. Here. Export your favorite moments. Dude, if they actually build clips right, they could be a very serious contender. I'm very excited about this. There was plenty of people on Twitter as well that were excited about the option of managing their clips. I think this is something we've come accustomed to with Twitch, being able to cut out pieces. We know that this is something that is in EVMux. We know that StreamYard is doing it. I have not, like I said, we're still waiting to get onto to Streamlabs and start reporting on that. That is coming. So I'm very excited about that little tease. I've heard nothing since. So, but that was where the week started. I'm like, okay, we're off to the races. This is good. And then nothing on the 13th, nothing on the 14th. Along comes our January 16th, and Pavlovsky. Please tell me if I ever pronounce that wrong, right, fam? Was saying that they're recognizing that Google is currently blocking their synchronization. Now, I'd like to point something out, and I did not get a screenshot. I may pull this up for you, Brian. And if we go to the board here, here's the tweet. It says, "Why is Google so determined to stop creators from syncing their YouTube channels to Rumble?" So if scared is a great question. I wonder if here. Let me move that so it's visible here. Yeah, are you scared? I think they should be scared. They probably are scared. They're pissing themselves at the moment. And then that's an official news term. But what's interesting to me is that if you go to the back end and you actually set up the synchronization of your channels, you can see it was created in cooperation with YouTube. Let me pull a screenshot. I'm going to pull that while we're talking about it for a second. But it says that recent action to block the YouTube sync is a direct attack on all creators seeking choices for content. Absolutely. Sounds to me like that's going to be something that is a breach of contract because Chris posted, "Can't wait for our day in court." Let me see if I can bring that screen up. I want to pull a screenshot of that. I know I have it. It's not a hard thing to find. I've been working very diligently on getting a lot of people I'm working with. Brian, my producer as well, who's running the scenes here. By the way, thank you. You're doing a great job, man. Love it. This is the easiest it's been yet, and we're gonna have such a razor's edge on what we're doing here as far as what it takes to do remote production for people, and it's exciting for me to train the first person that I'm training to do this, and that's you, Brian. Thank you for not yelling at me.
Stay on target.
So yeah, he's in the background. He can make that happen. So let's see, Rumble. Let me go to live streaming. So yeah, I think you can go ahead and take my screen. I don't think I'm going to show anything I don't care about showing. So if I go into settings here, I go to my channels, and I've got a lot of different channels. Yeah, we're going to leave this. And let's say I want to start syncing my Pwnecast channel. Let's go to manage. I think there is a sync. You know what? I remember where it's at. I had to bookmark it specifically. YouTube channel sync. So each channel that you're managing has this ability to synchronize and bring all this back. But look at this right here. I'll zoom it in for you. Developed with YouTube. I mean, hello. That tells me that this was something that YouTube was ready to do, that they were fond of, that they didn't have an issue with. Yeah, we will work with you. That's what that tells me. I don't know if that's the case. I would love to hear the story behind that little graphic, but it sounds to me like developed in concert or with permission or with the endorsement. So they seem to be backing out of that a little bit, or maybe not holding up their end of the bargain. So anyway, let's go on to line number 3. We'll hope to get some clarification on that from Rick. Rick, let me know what the story on that was. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you know the right person. Let them know. Maybe we can talk with them. That would be fun for us as well, and fun for everybody who watches. Rumble also first to the key, first to the egg, right? Love our Ready Player One references. Also first to support campaign contributions for political candidates. Pretty big news. Especially going into an election season, it's pretty awesome to see that they're beating YouTube to the punch on this, because YouTube doesn't even do this, right? So I mean, there's the post there on Twitter. Yeah, it says here that Rumble announces live stream contributions for U.S. federal political campaigns. So they're working in concert with the regulators. FEC, is it FEC? Federal Exchange Commissions, I think, is the one who's in charge of political contributions, whatever that is. They said, we're excited to be the first major video platform to give U.S. candidates running for federal office the opportunity to connect with their supporters and receive campaign contributions directly through their own live stream. So that's a pretty big deal. I expect that to be something that the competitors will have to play catch up with Rumble for. Which that's good. That's good for us. I expect that you're going to see obviously a lot more freedom of speech opportunities with Rumble. They were the only ones covering the debates. Just good times all around for anyone who is making political content. I see this being beneficial individually for the candidates. I did ask the question of Rick on here. I think it was from his repost, if I can find it, which was, yeah, I got to see if I can pull it up here. It is is when you do payouts with Rumble. This is something that we are in the process of investigating so that we can properly advise our clients. But I believe that payouts happen per user. And you can have like multiple channels that you operate, and every one of them can be bringing in income on ad revenue, but they're paying out to the user account. So for us to do a political campaign, I would assume that we have to create a brand new account for that campaign. It wouldn't be a channel under a user account. I'm guessing that's probably best practice, because each one has a payout that would be separate. If you already have it set up for personal payouts, I'm assuming that I would just assume my tax guy would advise against it, but it's probably best that you have all your political campaigns under their own. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Rick, Chris, anyone that has anything that they can highlight on that information. I'm sure we'll actually dive deeper in what it would take to set up a political account, what best practices would be employed for that, And that's what we do here is we try and collect all those best practices and make sure that they are easy to find, easy to search, easy to learn right here at Seven Talents. What's our next item on the list, Brian? What do we got? Oh, EV Mux. EV Mux had their town hall. I was very active in. It was fun. But they had their big announcement for the I guess they didn't have one last week, so for the past 2 weeks is that they launched pre-recorded streams. So they have caught up to StreamYard in that fact, which is wonderful. Good job, guys. I was pushing for them to do it maybe a little better than StreamYard does, because StreamYard and any other thing that you do a stream on, you're basically just playing back a video on demand file. And I'm like, if it's on a streaming platform, I want to have the ability, and I brought this up in the chat, you're welcome to check that out. But I brought up, it would be nice to have the ability to kind of interrupt a live stream and come in and actually make it live if it's pre-recorded, and then put it back to that stream. They did make good points that obviously you can do that just having a video loaded up, but it's nice that if something were going and you could open it up to a Q&A afterwards and not have to be there at the start of that video. So if you've got like a 1-hour presentation that you only want to show up for the Q&A for, that's not possible unless you actually just play it as a VOD. So really all it's good for is where it's not all it's good for. That's a horrible way to phrase that. Somebody doxed me for that. No, but what it's great for is what it's good for on other platforms as well. It's just great for pre-recording a show. If you got to take a vacation, like if I happen to get the opportunity to take a vacation on a Friday, I'm going to have to set a show, or I'm going to have to turn it loose with Brian, and he's going to have to cover it for me, or someone else. Like, we'll have to find out who else joins the team by then. But now we have that wonderful option within this platform. I think I was seriously wondering, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do if we build all of our assets in this platform? And I have to do a pre-recorded, then I'm going to have to do that with StreamYard. Well, not the case anymore. So let's go to the Twitter board here. My son's running in the background. What do we have for item number 5 today? Because that was number 4, right, Brian? Am I right? I remember. Yeah, it was. That was number 4. Rumble updates the profile or the UI profile. Let me explain what that is. Let's jump to our Twitter board real quick. You see that basically the announcement is they had playlists, you had art that you could put on your board, you had all of these customizations, but they were only on channels. So they brought all the features that we're accustomed to on channels, having links, but basically the exact same UI feature set that you're used to in channels are now available on user accounts. I think this is good because when they released playlist, when they released all these updates for the channels, a lot of people have never set up a channel. They created a user profile and they stay in the user profile and they never make a channel. So it's not even possible for them to really take advantage of those playlists without like migrating all their content, creating a channel and migrating that content, which isn't like you don't have to copy or download it. With Rumble, it's actually very simple. You just assign it to the channel. But most people didn't have that feature from the get-go, and they missed it. So for a lot of people, this will be the first time they see playlists. So I expect there to be a lot of growth in user playlists. I expect there to be featured videos, those types of features. Everyone will be taking advantage of that, not just the channel developers, because it's kind of, actually I want to point out this is interesting in one sense that we get to do this every week with you, in that I have been preparing behind the scenes, prepping a training course of like what are all the basics of Rumble, what are all the basics of YouTube, what are all the basics of Twitch, and then going into these platforms, which is sorry, our main focus is going into using the software as a service offerings that help you get on these platforms. They actually just simplified my job. I feel like it's interesting to be planning something literally in your head. I've written notes on this. Make sure that they create a channel. or they will miss these features. Not an issue anymore. Not everybody who has profiles has all those features, so pretty cool. I am curious what that does with naming. I have names. For instance, my moniker on the internet has been Sastion forever. And I have a channel and I have a user account, and it makes it interesting to me to think like, when you deal with like domain squatting and you deal with username squatting, that kind of stuff. How much what Rumble is going to do with people who have channels that are named after something that you have copyrighted. How are we going to kind of protect our IP? I think with people signing up with their username, if you couldn't get your username, you can set up a channel with what you might have an opportunity to set up a channel. I don't know, but you have a second chance at getting a kind of a Rumble URL that is easy to remember. With that option. So I kind of feel like it leaves a question, right? Do I do everything under my profile? Do I create a channel? It's really going to depend on if they keep the same features on both. It won't matter. At one point, it did matter. So I'm actually I kind of wish the profile was kind of a hub for all the channels that you develop automatically. I wish they would kind of maybe add that feature, or maybe give them the ability to toggle that on or off. I feel like there's still something that isn't completely where it needs to land just yet, but I'm glad that they're developing. I mean, updates to Rumble are happening so fast that they're dominating the news flow for this right now. I expect that as we gain more awareness of different platforms, like for instance, like working with Streamlabs Studio, there'll be more things to report on as our awareness broadens in this arena. But right now, Rumble is just killing the news feed. It's a good thing, and we love seeing this level of innovation. Trying to remember, something in the back of my head is telling me that there was something that happened with YouTube that I did not have written down. I didn't put on the board, but I can't think of it at the moment. So we may just keep this as a short episode. Man, ripping through those with the agenda actually was an improvement. I think Brian, that's a winner. We're going to tweak that format a little bit, and hopefully what it does is it makes it well, actually, let us know if you like the agenda thing. And let me know if it's beneficial and when you're scrubbing through and trying to get the news points that you want. I think we are very close to like having like a final design for what this news show should even look like. So we're really interested in your feedback. We want to develop this for you and with you. So let us know. You can find us on Twitter at 7talentscom. Because somebody has 7 talents. Speaking of domains, drop us a line on X, or you can email us at info@7talents.com. Pop that one up, and we are really feeling very positive about having a show kind of very, like, I think in a polished sense that we might be able to start getting some other people even reporting with us, and maybe even bringing in some interviews and actually turning this into more than a 20-30 minute check-in once a week, actually turning it into something that has some real information. Although honestly, if that's not what's best for you, let us know as well. We look forward to your feedback, and as always, we will always be here at 7 on Friday, starting off the Sabbath with all that information. Another allusion to the number 7. So thank you for being with us. We'll be here again next week at 7 o'clock Central Time. And take care of yourself. Happy streaming. Let us know what your links are. Send us some information. We look forward to seeing you out there. Take care.